Perfect Fit Closets using the 2020 design program at 2020spaces.com. This video is about setting your design preferences. We're going to use the File button on the top left-hand side and select Preferences. I have my 2020 program open. I'm going to left-click File on the very top left-hand side, and I'm going to left-click on Preferences. This is a great idea. Before you even start design, you can save it once, and the settings will be saved. Let's take a look at some of these preferences. Majority of the preferences that I use to work using our closet catalog, I've typically left majority of the settings at default, and I've only changed a few. Let's go over some of these. The first one is application look. Please choose the preferred look and click OK to continue. Gray stone, light gray, and white. I'm choosing gray stone, and I like this gray border around, and I like the way that it looks. You can certainly click on light gray or white, but I'll choose to keep at default light stone gray, gray stone. Next is catalogs. This, please leave it alone. Leave it by default. A lot of these catalogs from different manufacturers, they want you to keep the actual catalog preferences alone by default. So let's leave that alone. Next is currency. This is mainly towards retail product. When you're going ahead and you want to give a quote using the program, you can select the type of currency that you have. If you're not using the design program for quoting purposes, this won't apply. So again, you can change it to the type of dollar that you'd like if you wish. Display tabs scheme. We can choose the different type of metric systems or imperial systems. Right now we have imperial or metric in millimeters, or we can go to feet in inches in this type of imperial. I'm going to keep it to regular imperial, leave it alone. And then these display tabs, again, I've left everything the way it is. I haven't changed a thing. Next is export to AutoCAD. I'm leaving this one alone. File paths. I've left this as default. It's asking where you want the design saved, where catalog files are located, and so forth. I've left it all at default. Please do change around. You can click on these three dotted buttons if you want to save your designs to a specific folder. Again, please play around with the design preferences. You might like one over another, and every designer is going to be a little bit different. Next is global assistant settings. This is on pop-ups and alerts and so forth. I've left this one alone. I actually don't really know what the global assistant settings are. Next is legend. If you want to have a legend, again, if you want, I can create my own legends, but if you would like, you can select this and have your own legend. Please do test it out to see if this is kind of what you'd like. Item list configuration, I've left this alone. There's nothing really to see here. Overall settings, document type, this is a kitchen design. I've left it alone. I've left everything else here alone. Default printer is the Windows default printer if you want to continually print something. And again, these are just preferences. When you do want to print something or send something to PDF, all these drop-downs will be available to you. So it's not entirely critical. This is just to help you save one extra click. I like to click on Microsoft Print to PDF. So I technically could keep that. And you know what? I'm going to save that as my preference. So whenever I want to save or print something, I'm going to go to Microsoft Print to PDF and PDF it instead. And again, you can always change the preferences. Next is countertop and trims. It's all grayed out. I'm going to leave that alone. Next is rendering. Now, 2020, when they used to have the USB key, you can actually change the easy render, the textures, and how it populates during the rendering system. The rendering portion now is a little bit different where you can customize it right on the easy render tool. So I've kind of left this alone since 2020 has improved their rendering schemes. And again, if you want to change your artificial lighting, change it so that it's a bit brighter or more naturalistic lighting, I've left it at default right in the middle and closest to natural realistic lighting on the right side. Room textures. Okay, I have definitely changed this tab. For my textures, when I'm rendering, the ceiling color is floral white. You can certainly click on the three dotted buttons. A new dialog box appears. And this is kind of where I would change. I've got carpet, fabric, glass, and it kind of lists every type of wall and floor and ceiling. And certainly you can change this. So this is your default if you want to continually have all your designs in color floral white for your ceilings, or if you want to change it to pink or turquoise, just select on the buttons and select the type of sheen finish and so forth. Next is floor color. The default is tiled white. I personally don't like the tile white. It just reminds me of a basement. I've chosen a carpet blue. Most of my designs are in lighter colors, so I like to have a deeper contrast. So currently my floor color is blue. All I gotta do is just click on the three dotted lines and select the appropriate type of color, or we can go to fabric, glass, we can go down to our wood. So if you want to mimic the exact wood flooring that your customer has, you can certainly change the preferences. So my default preference is blue, but you can change it in the EasyWriter every single time. Walls as well, I've kept it at default gray. I like the color gray for my walls. And again, you can change it per design or change it on your preferences, so it's always going to continually stay one color. Walls and construction lines, I've changed this as well. The general consensus for wall thickness is 4.5 inches thick for interiors. So I've left this alone. That's pretty accurate. I've left it alone. Wall height default is 96 inches. So whenever you're creating walls and you want to create a brand new room, what's going to be your default wall height? So I've kept it at 96. 96 is pretty much the standard for heights. If you want to change that, you can change it here, or you can change it every single time you draw an actual room. Placement zone depth. This is the one that I continually change often. Placement zones is very crucial. It is the depth of the placement zone. If you have a 24-inch deep system and your placement zone was 12 inches deep, for example, now I can only see 12 inches. I can only see half of my module, because if my module is 24 inches deep and my placement zone depth is 12 inches, I can only see half of my module. If you're creating a deep module, please increase the placement zone depth. So I like to keep it at about 28, 29 inches. So I'll keep it at 28. I'm going to left click apply. And then again, you can have basic door. The current basic door width standard, if you drop one in, is 32 inches wide. Basic window is 30 inches wide. And again, I can change these preferences now or later right in the design. Next is work area. For my work area, I've left all this alone, left it all as default. I haven't changed a single thing. Nothing really pertains to the closet section in this port, mainly to do with kitchens and other rooms. And last but not least is Magic Plan link. I actually don't know what a Magic Plan account is. Our closet system isn't really connected to a lot of our kitchen designs, so I've kind of left this alone. Otherwise, once you're all done saving it, click on apply and OK, and your preferences have been saved. If you have any questions regarding preferences, regarding the 2020 design program, by going to File and Preferences, please do contact us at support@perfectfitcanada.com. Or if you need further assistance on more technical matter, please contact customer support at 2020spaces.com.